Hello there guys, this is War Machine 395 here with a video review of the high grade Age 1 Normal. So this is it, that box back in the back, and I think we'll start things off with the manual. Alright, so this is font color like normal. Actually does a really good looking manual. On the inside's the new style, I guess, where they have little bits of Japanese that I can't read over each block, explaining what it's supposed to do, I guess. Not too bad looking, really. Explains how the beam rifle and shield attach, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Real simple. Anywho, this one goes for the cost of 1,200 yen. Not a bad deal. Okay, so here's the kit, all assembled. It's pretty nice, I'd say. Adjust the angle a little bit here. Alright, so first off, I really want to mention that the color separation on this kit is actually really fantastic. I honestly haven't seen better in quite a while. I mean, I think that color separation, even the seam lines are in such a way that it's really easy to remove them, I think. See these ones on the legs just kind of peg together at the top, down in. There's a polycap in there, and so it's actually going to be really easy to remove the seam lines on the legs. Same with the forearms here. There's no seam lines in the upper arm to speak of. The shoulders, well, slightly sandwich over these. You can remove the seam lines. I think it's just a matter of doing a C-cut. Not in the actual shoulder armor, but in the joint part. It's kind of the opposite of the usual, I guess. Overall, that's pretty good, I think. And quite rare is you can actually see that the eyes are a separate part. Yeah, so the gray part that you see going through the head, those are the eyes still, too. So that makes it a little easier to get separated from the red part that goes under the eyes and the chin. Yeah, pretty good. Even the chest is actually pretty easy to seal up. You build the blue part first, and then the yellow parts push into the front, and then that pushes down in, and then the red up in. So the blue part, you can actually seal up the seam lines in that too. Kind of convenient. I should probably press on with the review and stop rambling about the part separation. Anyway, so starting with the head, it can go nice 360. The spoilers are way back there, so they don't get in your way. And if you're really trying hard, I suppose you can drag the chin. It dips this far forward. You can bow his head. Look this far, maybe a little further if you kind of push it a little forward and then back. Far up, and the usual chicken kind of bubble head effect. Yeah. Alright, so I really love how the shoulders go together as well. So they can get forward and back a good bit, 30 degrees or so. They can roll, kind of like a human's articulation. The shoulder armor itself can move up and down. Oh, whoops. Yeah, alright, so underneath the shoulder, rotate 360 with ease. Elbow bends, 2 joints. If you get the hand going, and I'm not messing around with it, it can get that far, almost touching the shoulder. I think with the more articulated handset, it could definitely touch its own shoulder rather easily. Alright, so from there, go down again. The hand is, of course, ball jointed, so it can get all over the place like usual. Yeah. It is the newer style kind of age hands. So they're just 2 parts sandwiched together, and honestly, they look kind of terrible. From there, if you take the hand out, you can, of course, rotate the arm guard, which is a pretty unique idea, I think, for high grades. And it makes it possible to put the shield on the side of the arm, or rotate it back again, and the shield can go on the back of the arm, too, which is really neat. I rather like that idea. I hope this more or less gets incorporated to other high grades as well, because it's a very clever idea. Alright, no, wrong side. And okay, so suppose you already noticed the separation between the red and gray parts in the chest is on a ball joint, so you can move around up there. You can see them separating and going back together, kind of neat. The waist is on a ball joint as well, so it can also rotate 360. There's nothing dragging or anything like that. Rather convenient. The side skirts are on ball joints as well, those little polycap guys that tend to fall out. Unfortunate. The front skirts are together, though I think you could separate them. They're the ball jointed kind that are, I think, possibly separated in the middle. The back ones are on a just a peg type one, so you cannot separate them, not easily anyway. The legs are on first a polycap, hinge, and then rotation. So you can stick him out to the side and rotate like a madman for some reason. So his leg is now backwards, and he is like this because you can. Alright. And you can see inside the hips, they rotate, move side to side. Shenanigans actually kind of reminds me of the Gunpla Builders episode where the strike starts dancing. Alright, so just put those down, make sure they're all pegged in. The knees can bend just like that, as much as you can possibly do within the conforms of the shape of the mobile suit. Its backpack is tremendous. So, the spoiler. Alright, so the only thing the spoiler gets in the way of is the leg articulation. Alright, so the ankle guards are on a ball joint to one side, usually the inside of the leg. Then there's a hinge up here for the foot to move around on. So forward, back, rotate there, repeg that. And ball joint for the lower part of the foot, so all over the place. So peg here on a hinge, okay, so it can move forward, back, but not left and right. The ball joint and the base of the foot covers that part, so you can go left, right, up and down a little bit before the ankle guard gets in your way, and the ankle guard itself is on a ball joint to one side only. Okay, so I think that pretty much clarifies everything to do with the articulation of this kit. Okay, so from there we have this handy dandy rifle. Just put that together backwards. Oops. Okay, so the rifle looks a little bit like this out of the box. Alright, not a bad look, I'd say. Alright, so to get this in hand, pop the hand off. Oop. Well, that's unfortunate. Bang. Alright, so with this rifle, you of course have two modes where it can rotate so the two scopes line up. The hand grip comes out and it can reach across that chest to hold that with two hands if you're so inclined. And I can actually get this to work even off camera. It is possible without removing the arm like that. There we go. Perfect. Two hands. Pretty easy if I stop fooling around with it. Anyway, so back to the beam sabers. I have two of these nice long ones. Use them as chopsticks or something of the sort. And I have two of these short ones to go with the long ones. Alright, and of course an open palm for incidences with the shield as in the box art. Okay. So I suppose overall, with the open palm included, and the shield, and the 4 beam sabers, daggers and long, the rifle being what it is, you can actually pose this kit almost exactly the way it is in the box art, which is kind of neat. I really got to figure out how to get the beam sabers out of these side skirts. Anyway, I think it's about time for a size comparison. Let's see here. So we have the granddaddy here, It's kind of cool. Cool for comparison anyway. Sand spoiler and all that. Let's see here. This is an almost standing pose. Okay, so Granddaddy here is 18 meters tall, almost exactly. Honestly, with the beam sabers, I think Granddaddy's a little taller, but more or less the same height, so that's pretty cool. For another comparison, we have the Jim Wagtail, which with its knees bent actually comes off almost immediately as taller too. Same height really, with knees bent. Kind of. Anyway, that's probably because of its leg extensions that came with the upgrade kit. But I think that's it for this review. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you at the next one.